Starting with Matthew chapter 22, the parable of the wedding feast. And Jesus answered and spoke to them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like a certain king who arranged a marriage for his son, and sent out his servants to call those who were invited to the wedding. And they were not willing to come. Again he sent out other servants, saying, Tell those who are invited, See, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and fatted calf are killed, and all things are ready. Come to the wedding. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his own farm, another to his business. The rest seized his servants and treated them spitefully and killed them. But when the king heard about it, he was furious and sent out his armies, destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then he said to his servants, The wedding is ready, but those who are invited were not worthy. Therefore go into the highways, and as many as you find, invite those to the wedding. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all whom they found, both bad and good. And the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came to see the guests, he saw a man there who did not have on a wedding garment. So he said to him, Friend, how did you come in here without a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then the king said to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. The next section, verses 15 through 21, is where the Pharisees confront Jesus about paying taxes. So, and then in the next section, chapter 22, verse 23, the same day the Sadducees came and talked about, who say there is no resurrection to him, no resurrection. And they came to him and asked him, saying, Teacher, Moses said, if a man dies, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up offspring for his brother. Now, where with 7 brothers the first died after he married, and having no offspring, left his wife to his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third, and even to the 7th. Last of all the women died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife of the 7 will she be? For they all had her. Jesus answered and said, You are mistaken, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels of God in heaven. But concerning the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what was spoken to you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his teaching. There's the verse in there, Exodus chapter 3, verse 6. When the Pharisees had heard he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. Then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him. Teacher, what is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus said, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. That is the first and great commandment. And it is the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments hang the law and the prophets. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What do you think about the Christ? Whose son is he? They said to him, The son of David. And he said to them, How then does David in the Spirit call him Lord, saying, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool. Psalm 110, verse 1. If David then calls him Lord, how is he his son? And no one was able to answer him a word, nor from that day did anyone dare to ask him a question. All right, well, that concludes chapter 22. If you have comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. Thank you. Have a good day.